All right. Valerie, heavy on the eye. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm so excited.
I know. Okay, I'm very excited as well. Do you want to know why? Number one, I love reading people. But number two, this is gonna sound really weird, but I love reading older people from different generations. Okay. Do you know why? Okay, because the reason for it is not only does it kind of like test um what I do, but it's like sometimes you can get, I'd have to say 99% of the time, you can get a connection with somebody, and it's the oddest thing, but it's almost like they take you back through, like, a time capsule, and, like, you can experience little bits of it. It's so cool. I'm obsessed with history already, and so when you channel somebody that has seen or experienced something different, you get these little feelings of, like, what it actually was like, so it's really cool. I don't know. It's just a weird thing, but it's really nifty, so thank you for being here. Before I get started, I just have a question for you. Now, I don't know if this I don't think this go I don't know, I'm not saying I don't think it does or not. But my spirit box, so I usually have my spirit box on all the time. And I don't know if it actually does go for you. Um, do you know anybody named Francis?
Mm-mm.
Okay, only reason is because my spirit box has said Francis 1, 2, 3, 3 times in the last 45 minutes. And so there is somebody, I don't know if it's you, I don't know if it's going to be somebody down the line, but Francis is an old name, like you don't hear any, like I don't have any friends named Francis. I don't even know a Francis. And so I was like, maybe it could be somebody with you. And so I'll let you know if I figure out who Francis is, but I've never seen the same name show up 3 different times in a row. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to ask her. So let me go ahead. I'm going to clear this out. And we're going to restart this, and I'm going to tell you how this works. Also, I'm going to be holding this
Mhm.
because my hair gets in the way of it. So we're going to look like we're a reporter for the rest of the time. So our spirit box is back on. Let me clean it off. Um, okay. I just said action. How funny is that? So just stay with me. Let me plug my phone in. Otherwise, it's going to die. I'll stay here, okay? Y'all talk through this too, okay? I know you got it. I know you can do it. I can feel you. Okay, for somebody else here too. Chapstick is very important. Okay, so number one, how does this work? Okay, obviously it's just gonna be me. I'm gonna have this little pen. I'm gonna get really zoned out here in just a second. But all I do is I scribble on this said notepad. It just makes my anxiety go away. When we channel, how do we channel? Well, I have to figure out what spirit wants to come in and want to talk. I have to coax them into my brain, and then I have to figure out, what is the best way that they can talk to me. Okay. Every person, well, let me take that back. There are 3 different levels to the afterlife. There's like a heavenly area, heaven. There's a middle area, purgatory-esque, not all the way, but it's just like a learning area. And then there is a lower vibrational place. I don't believe any of your people are lower, but, like, let's say we wanna channel somebody in there in heaven, and then all of a sudden you're like, "Hey, can you channel Brian? Brian committed suicide." I'm not Brian I will not be able to channel Brian and another woman that's in heaven at the same time because 'cause they're in different stations, okay?
Mhm.
So we'd have to kinda, like, go back and forth, just FYI. The other thing too is when they talk, how do they talk? They talk in 4 different ways. The first way is that they talk in signs and symbols. They may show me something like a watermelon. For me, that means that they're from North Carolina. Don't ask me how that came to be, but that's the thing. So if I say some weird signs beforehand, it's because I talk out loud a lot. It's like my organization space, okay? Before I open my mouth and turn into English. The next thing is that they will talk in feelings. This is mainly how spirits talk. So if they wanted to talk about how they were taken off life support, they would bring up the feeling of when I took my dad off life support. Okay. If they wanted to talk about, dying from like in a coma, I've never experienced a coma, but they may bring up something from like another session that I've had before with somebody being in a coma. They can't make me feel and experience things that I have not felt and experienced before.
Mhm.
Okay. So it's up to my job to like learn about these things and everything. But there's some things like dying in prison that I've never done before. I read one of those today. He was like murdered in prison, and I've never been to prison. So that's a whole nother area for me. The last two things are that they will try to take my own situations and my experiences and realign them for theirs. And the last one after that is that they will take my own words and they will try to realign them as well. Now, just like what I was saying with like names and words, I haven't heard every word, I haven't heard every name or nickname. So sometimes I may be like, oh, do you have a woman with a very interesting B name? Right. And you're like, yes, Bernicciato or something like that. I'm like, didn't know that that was a name. But yes, that would be kind of like how that comes across. So just stay with me. Um, how they really do talk is they talk in all four of those ways all at the same time, and I'm trying to figure out how to put it into English. So the only thing I really need from you is being like, Amy, yeah, what you're telling me makes sense, or no, it doesn't. Also, save some space because sometimes some of the things, and it's not very often, but some of the things that they talk about, you may say no right now, but then later on, you find that they're true. Email me. Okay. And this
Okay.
is just, and it's not always like there's some things that actually are a no, and I have to go back and I have to reevaluate like what they said. But an example would be this was Friday. I had a session with a woman and her sister was coming through and she kept talking about these three bracelets that were made out of metal, but they came together into three. Boop, boop, boop. And she was like, I don't have anything like that. Anyway, she sent me a picture today. She had purchased her three bracelets while she was in the hospital trying to beat cancer, and they were metal and they had strength, love, and God on them, and she had found them in one of her bags over the weekend while she was cleaning out her stuff. And she was like, these three bracelets. And I'm like, those three bracelets. Okay. So yeah. So cool things like that. So just stay with me. Come here. Where are you? Okay. Hold on. Oh, there is the most interesting feeling. Hold on. What is that? It's like picking up a cat, which is weird. Okay, hold on. Just stay with me. Oh. And just to confirm right now, you do not have a cat though, correct?
No, my mom has a cat.
She
And
does. Oh, interesting.
the
Okay.
cat,
Yeah.
my grandma loved messing with him throughout my whole childhood.
She goes like this. Somebody comes up and she picks up, you know how they with the the
Yeah.
legs that, and she goes, "Meow." And then she goes, "Oh, hello, kitty. Kitty, kitty." I'm like, "Oh, okay, hi." And she says, I said, "Is this at her house? Did she have one that's dead or something?" She goes, "No, she doesn't have a cat. Not right now." And so she's messing with that cat. That's what she's trying to talk about. That's a funny little thing. I can even feel that this cat may be a tiny bit girthier, I guess, or like a little bit heavier or something, or I don't know why, just because the weight, I mean, not too incredibly fat or anything like that, but it's just good. But she likes this animal. And why? Tell me. Oh, man. I said, "Are you okay?" So I'm getting glimpses of her. It's like getting glimpses of energy. And I'll walk you through how they talk and how it feels. That way, later on down the line, when this happens to you, you're like, oh, that is that them? Yes, this is them. So she's walking around and I said, "Are you okay? Like, are you fine?" And she's like, yes, yes, of course I am. Of course I am. What do you mean by that? Yes, of course I am. I go, "Oh, okay." Somebody did flash me an image. What? Wait, are you not married right now? Are
I
you
am
not married right?
I am
You
married.
are. Okay. She got your hand and she grabbed your this ring finger and she goes, and I'm like, maybe this means like we're about to get married or we want to get married. She's saying that you are married. Interesting. And she says, I guess she likes the person. She likes the person you're married to. And she says that, hold on. She like blesses the marriage, or she's saying that she like blesses the marriage. How interesting is that? She's giving like side cheek kisses like that. And she says that, tell me, are you? Are we wanting to have a your house is extremely quiet right now, so I'm having a hard time figuring this part out. Are you wanting to have a boy or
In
what?
My husband and I talk about it, but like we want a boy, but like later on. But I did talk about how he's going to look just like my husband and how
Like, yes. She goes like this. She says, I said, so any kids or anything like that yet? And she goes, no. She says, but they want a boy. And he's so strong. He's going to be so strong and handsome and big. He's going to look like him. And I go, oh, okay. And she says, it'll come up. It's coming up. And I go, okay. So I would even say, like, when you try to have a kid, like, that's probably going to be the first kid that you have when you want to do that. Just FYI. Okay. And it will be good. And why? Tell me. She just adores you? Hold on. Did she teach you how to iron? That's so random.
she I don't remember specifically, but she was very into cleaning, into how it's done.
Was she?
Yeah, she
Okay.
was very like when she would visit me and my mom would make her
Yes.
clean. My grandma was always like, "Oh, why make her clean? Just like."
Yes, she goes up and she shows me an old school, like, heavy iron, and I go, "What?" She goes, "Oh, no, 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 I'm here, I'm at her house," and she says she doesn't have to, I'll do it, and she gets an ironing board and she goes, I'm like, but I'm like, okay, okay. So she's still trying to do that. She's still trying to help you and help you clean and everything. And she thinks that she does it better. She's cutting stuff with a knife. And she's one of those old school badasses that could hold something in her hand and then
Yeah.
like cut. That's yeah. She has like iron thumbs. That's what she's showing me. And so she's just saying, like, even in heaven, there is work, but it is not as bad as you think. She says it's because I like doing it. She's eating an apple. Okay. What are you doing with that for? Hold on. Did y'all have only what? Did your grandmother have like an apple tree or like a pear tree in their yard, like growing up or something like that?
When I was a kid, so in Russia there were apartments, and there was a
Yes.
giant apple tree where like she lived there with my grandpa, and after his death, so he passed away when she was 40, and she lived there until I think she was like 60 something, and then she moved from that place. And there was this tree. I was stealing apples from that tree.
The freaking apple tree. Oh my god, okay, just real quick, how fascinating is that? Okay, so she just went and she grabbed a fruit and then she started cutting it in my head and I can't see it, but I can hear it and it goes and I go, "What is this?" And then she showed me how you can peel an apple with a knife. And I was like, "Well, where are you getting these from?" I said, "Where are you from? Where did you come from?" And then she says, it gets very cold here. It gets very cold here." I said, "Well, where is it getting very cold at?" And she says, "Oh, the apple tree. The apple tree in the front. We pick the apple tree." And I'm like, "Okay, so that's like an interesting memory." And she's talking about how why? Hold on. Hold on. She doesn't care that the apartment was small. It was home. It was home. She says, I said, how big was your apartment? Do you know? Now, mind you, my dad came over from St. Petersburg, Russia, when he was 5, but that was like in 1938.
Mhm.
Okay, because my dad was born in 35. So I've never been back. I don't know any of my family that was from over there. Most of them got killed because of the war. And so I don't have a whole lot to go on when it comes on like what does Russia look like? And so except for boiled potatoes. I remember eating those all the fucking time. Fucking boiled potatoes was just a thing. And she's saying, "Where? What?" She doesn't wanna leave. She doesn't wanna go out. So, like, your mother made her leave her apartment when she was 60?
Yeah, she
Really?
She was kind of telling my mom was telling grandma that it's like time to like move on, plus the age, and my godmother, like my mom's sister,
Yeah.
she basically, my grandma moved in with my aunt, and then my
Uh,
grandma got her own apartment, and it was a small apartment, and
Tiny.
everybody didn't understand why it's so small, but she loved that place. She,
Yes.
she absolutely loved it. I
Oh,
like, maybe she just has this memories combined of this place with the apple tree and her most recent place that it's like small, but
both.
she adored it. Like she
Yes. Yes. So well, I want you to know one thing. When they channel, when they come through, they give me stuff like this. They go boop, 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 boop. So it's not always in the same line. And so she's going to talk about all these different things. Like you'll also notice down the line when I start asking her about her passing, she will tell me a little bit about what happened to her. And then she's going to go back and talk about a childhood memory with you. And then she'll go back and finish up the conversation.
she is
It
she's a Gemini, so this is
ah,
she's all
very
over the
normal.
place. Yeah,
Yes.
that's
Okay.
how she
Okay.
talks.
Yeah, I asked her about her apartment. I said the one with the apple tree. I said, "So why were you there?" I said, "Did you die at 60?" I said, "Is that why?" I said, "Did you pass there?" No. No. My daughter, and she's like, "My God, come, come, leave." And she's like, mm." That was how she said that. And so
Uh-huh.
I translated that into English. And then she's talking about, but it was time. It was time. She's showing me a bright blue something. What is the blue for? Hold on. Does somebody have like a bright blue or like a deep blue tasseled blanket or something with tassels on it from her? Blue. I mean, like blue.
I would need to ask my mom about that because I haven't
Yeah.
Russia for a very long time.
A babushka. It's I- that has tassels. A lot of times that has tassels on it. Ask her about something like that or a headdress because she says when it lays flat, it has little on it, but then she picks it up and it feels like material. Not so much, it feels too thin to be a blanket. It could be. So I'm thinking maybe it's like a scarf or a babushka or something like that.
Mm.
But she keeps showing me blue. So you'll have to let me know. Send me a picture if you can. And she just because it's cool to have confirmations. And why? Tell me what happened. She's with your mom quite a bit. Um, hold on. Did they not? Hold on. So do you have it too? Is this an apartment you're in right now?
Yeah,
It is. Okay, you have a two-bedroom apartment?
yeah.
Okay. She goes like, "I'm not laughing at that." It's how she said it. She goes, "Oh, and tell my daughter that one day, like your mom, one day that she will get the call from her daughter saying, 'Mother, you have to live with me. You have to live with me now.'" And she goes, "And right now, she can't. She doesn't need to. Why? Because she's living in an apartment too. How big is it? Two bedrooms. There's no room for mother. There's no room for mother, but it's okay. When she gets this house and big, mother, you will come and live with her. That's what will happen, and I will show you." That was the whole thing. And she says that, "Tell me, is your mother, does she come to the US all the time or something?"
No,
No.
she's in Russia and she's never
She
been.
is over there. She
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, she goes like this, she says I said, "So where's mother?" I said, "Is she over here?" She goes, "No, no, no, no." And she says, "But she will come or she's going to come." And it felt like maybe it would be more frequently. I don't know how or when or why or what, but it may when 2027. This will happen.
It's interesting that you
2027.
say this because this is around time when I will be able to apply for, so I will get the citizenship apply this year, and this is going to be the time when I can send basically to allow my parents to get a green card and come here. So it's
Shut
like,
up.
yeah, that's I'm like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
and this is the year when I want to have a boy. That's why I was thinking that I would want my mom here with me. And my mom
2020.
doesn't even like, so my mom and my dad, they have apartment in Turkey, and
Mhm.
they really like it here there, and they like basically live in Russia, then they go to Turkey, and they like between
Yeah.
the countries. And my mom, she already kind of says that she can that she'll be very sad once she has to leave.
No. No, see that okay, so that's why your grandmother is mocking her, saying like, "Oh, you have to go and you have to move," right? Because she's
Yeah.
gonna be sad too. So there's a whole lot of like jokes. Oh, my spirit box just said yes as soon as you just said yes. So she's agreeing with it. So yeah, she said, I said, well, grandma, I said, do you know when this is or when this is going to happen? She goes, 2027. And I go, okay, okay, that's okay. So I would even say the year 2027, going into the year 2028, 2029, those 2 years are going to be exceptionally busy. And I think it's going to be a very, very good thing for you. And she's saying that, tell me, were you the one showing me the dove? Is that was that you? Hold on. She has a, what? Does your grandfather have a brother that died too?
I would need to ask my mom because that's like back
Weird.
in Russia those days, like they had all had so many siblings.
Oh, they did, didn't they? You're right. You're right. Yeah. Sorry. There's something. Do you know if like one of your grandfathers, or I don't know how to say this. She's talking about one of your family members in Russia getting shot in the face. Um, but it feels like from like what would be war times, like what would be 1945, like World War II, like that area.
Mhm.
um
My not my grandma's husband, but my other grandpa, his dad died in World War II.
he
We don't know what happened to him. His grave was never found. It's just a mystery how he died. So
he
maybe,
did die. Yes, yeah, and that goes along, so it's it's the other grandma's husband's dad. Is that what you're saying?
yeah, yeah, it's basically like my other grandpa, he crossed before my grandma a few months apart.
Yeah.
And his father, it was just we don't even have a picture of him, that we don't even know what he looks like. That's why we would just
Nothing.
where he died, we like just have to like guess
Oh
what.
my god. Yes. Okay. Yeah. They go like this. So they're going to talk about a lot of people. So I'm glad. Just stay with me. She goes like this. I said, who else there with you? I said, is your husband there? Is your partner there? And she says, yes. And she says, but tell them as well. I said, what? And she says, wartime. And then she showed me Soviet Russian soldiers. And I said, when? And she says, she showed me World War II, and she says, "Oh, it's like the husband's equal, I guess because he was young when he died. The dad was very young when he died, or younger when he died." And he says he got and
Hmm.
out, gone. And she says, like, don't worry about him. He's okay, or he's there. And hold on. I don't know if they will actually find him ever. They showed me a mass grave and they showed me a field. So maybe this was in like I know a lot about the war on all the sides just because it's all men being stupid.
That's
Um
actually what you just said, this mass grave. My dad tried to trace back the steps where it was. He found some mass grave that it's still, we're never gonna get the answers because they were all just buried together. And it was somewhere, it wasn't Russia, it wasn't Germany.
no.
It was something either Poland or like something like that, like other countries like that the
Yes.
peace was taking place in, that
Yeah.
might have said that he might be there, but we don't know.
I think it is because he just showed me like farmer field, or he just showed me a field in itself, and then he said he's in a mass grave, and you wouldn't be able to separate that out. So I'm gonna have to say yes, your father is right on the right track.
Hmm.
Absolutely. Okay. Until somebody goes down and does some like archaeological digs, right? Maybe they could have, depending on who. So he died a little bit like later. He died the second half of the war.
Hmm.
He did. Okay. I said, when did you pass? I said, do you know? And he goes, see this right here. Remember, I was talking about why I love reading older people? This right here. And he goes, oh, no, no. He shows me halftime and he says second half. And I go, oh, okay. And he's just talking about how he's okay. Now, I just want to let you know, I think, I think that, I don't think this is ever going to come up in your dad's time, but I think they will find something about your great grandfather. I think they'll find a tag or a number or something like that, or they're going to dig something up and they're going to do some dating for it. But I think it's going to be when you are much, much older.
Hmm.
Like they trace the name back and you're like 65 and they call you and they're like, do you know who this is? And you're like, what? Weird. Like, it almost feels like that type of thing. So
Hmm.
I think that they will find him, but I think it's gonna be a lot. But I think it's gonna be only based off a number or like a tag or a piece of metal or something like that.
Hmm.
Okay. So we'll have to see. Yeah, but he's okay. They're all with God. There's nothing bad. So come back here, Grandma. Tell me. Hold on. They'll take me down that route the entire time.
It's such a
Hold
hard
on.
thing to go and find out everybody's business. It's just- she would
I
do that.
know.
She's
She
very.
does. Well, because okay, so you have to think about this too. So the way that your great grandfather died, he got thrown into the war machine and he lost his life in a country that he didn't even know anything about, right? He only got heard propaganda just like everybody across the board nobody knows, right? And he died in a way he couldn't come back to his family. And am I talking to him at this point when he died? Sometimes I think so because time doesn't exist in the afterlife. Or am I talking to him now and he's just been wanting to come and talk to people and say, "Hey, I'm okay." I have to say I think it's like a little bit of both because it allows them to move forward as well. And it goes into also like telling his grandson that like he appreciates him looking for him.
Mhm.
Okay? That's the big thing with that too. Okay? But he is found. Okay? So yeah, so tell your dad thank you. Oh, that's so cool. And yeah, your grandmother is the one that's nosy, and so she'll go around and talk to everybody. She will bring everybody in. Mhm. Mm.
Can you ask her
Who it what?
if her
Yeah.
best friend is with her? They
Mm.
After my grandma died, but her best friend was like so like bad
Oh, hold
mentally.
on.
Mhm.
Let's see. Hang on real quick. Hang on. Hold on. Oh. So the best friend was able to come up and be with grandma before she crossed over.
Yeah.
Yeah, good job. I said, so where was your best friend at? What's going on? And she shows me an image of grandma laying down like that. And then she has another woman coming up and like praying over her or talking to her and saying, blah, 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 blah. Like it's like you hear a murmur. And she's talking about how she's seeing her, trying to nurse her, trying to tell her she loves her, like trying to, do all this stuff. And she says, yes, she found her. Yes, they're together. And she appreciates that. So yeah, she was able to do that. She's talking about how your grandmother is more zesty than her best friend, though. Let me tell you. She's talking about when the best friend is dying or dies. She's like, come on, let's go. Come, come. Yeah. like that. And I'm like, okay, yeah, you're not wasting any time. Let me see if I can ask her what happened. Hold on. Was she? Was your grandmother only like I'm gonna get this incorrect just because the way she feels, she's only giving me a feeling for her age. Um, what? So was she like 79?
She she was around 80. Like,
She
yeah,
was right at 80. Okay. Okay. Yeah, she goes like this. I said, "How old are you?" Well, what? And she's talking about my dad was 86 when he died. And I said, "Are you this old?" She goes, "No, no, no. No, no." And I was like 75. She goes, "No, no, no, no. Up, 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 up." I'm like, "Well, tell me, what is it?" And then she puts like I would say 79 to like 82, maybe max.
yeah,
Like that's kind of like
yeah,
mhm.
that's mhm.
Um and she says like she's old enough to feel old, but she's not too incredibly old. And she says that, tell me about her. Hold on. Sri Lanka. Wait, 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 wait. Is there an S name that goes along with your grandmother? Woman?
Svetlana?
Who's that? Who's
My
that?
It's my mom.
Oh, I've never met anybody with that name before. Oh my God. Good job, Grandma.
Yeah, and it's funny that it kinda, like, rhymes Sri Lanka, Svetlana, and then it
Lana. Yes, that's the close. Remember I talked about names, the closest thing that they can bring up in my head,
yeah,
right? So I just watched a TikTok video this morning. My husband showed me the news in Sri Lanka and like what's going on. And so because I just heard that, she pulled up that name and she says female's voice, just like the Sri Lanka, Svetla, like 3 syllables. Yeah. So she's saying hi to your grandmother. I mean, hi to your mom.
oh, my mom, it's she's still very, very grieving, and my
Mhm.
aunt, they were so close, like, 3
I
of them,
know.
they were best friends, like, it's just
I know. I know. Well, so I want you to realize and that your grandmother came through from heaven and tried to pull out your mother's Russian name out of my brain to say hi to her. Okay? So if that's not like I love you, I don't know what that is.
yeah.
Okay? And hold on, let me see. Barbara? Is there like a Russian name for Barbara? I'm not saying that you have one and it's a person around you, but do you know anybody with like a Russian name for Barbara? What would that be? Is there one?
There is one variation, I'll ask my mom what I personally don't know anybody with that,
Yeah.
but
Okay. Yeah. Or a BAR name. Do you know anybody?
mm-mm.
I'm just going for it now because she got Sri Lanka and Svetlana. So I'm like, Mom, I'm just going to say everything. Okay. So stay. Hang on. Come here. Tell me. Hold on. Oh, we buried her.
We cremated her. She
Oh, okay,
she
okay.
died.
She goes she's talking about her nice little cross. Where's that at?
Cross, we put
Yeah.
we put so my grandpa was buried, but my grandma was thinking she's gonna wake up in the middle of the night alone in the like, and we tried to explain to her, but she said, "No, I want to be cremated." So they buried her next to grandpa and they put the cross there.
They put the cross. She is okay, so she is buried. Okay, her ashes are buried. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
she goes like this. I said, "So what happened? Where are you at? Where's your body? What did they do?" And she showed me all the nice flowers. And then I said, "What?" And then she goes, "Oh, and I'm with a nice little cross." I go, "Okay." And so she's just like acknowledging that. She is with your grandfather. She says, like, tell them that he's here. Tell them
My
that he's
mom
here.
has been so worried. Are they together? Like, did they ever
Oh,
tell you?
yes. Yes, I did. Hold on. Let's see about that. Come here. Why? Oh. No. Did he? Did he, like, almost die on their couch in their, like, apartment? And then
Yes.
they took yeah.
He was having very bad heart problems for some time, and then he died in Moscow when my grandma was in another town. He was just
Yeah,
like doing some shopping and heart attack.
and died. That's what she says. She goes, "Oh," and he was just like, "Ah, ah, ah." He was not feeling good, and she's like, "Oh, and when you go to the doctor, they're going to say, 'Get some rest, have a drink. It's okay. Go, go, go.'" They're not going to take the time to, do everything else. And she says, "And I missed him. I missed him. He just died." He's just talking about falling over. And she says, like, she found him and he's very much okay. And tell me, hold on. Was he at like a corner store or something when this happened?
Yeah, he was. I don't remember exactly, but yeah, basically he was waiting like to cross the street, and then he got a heart
Corner.
attack. There was a police officer. He rushed to my grandpa, but
Yeah.
it was also quick.
It was already done. Yeah. She goes like this. I said, "Where were you at? Where were you shopping at? Or what were you doing?" And she shows me a store on the corner of a street. And she talks about him would be like getting a newspaper and walking out or like leaving. And so obviously clearly this is a different time. And she says, and he passed. And it just said body. So he's somebody's just talking about their body. And tell me why. And you never got to meet him?
Mm.
Oh, okay.
I
I said,
always
I said,
felt I always felt strangely connected to him, like I know him.
because he's probably the one that brought you into this world, honey.
Really?
Oh, absolutely. Whenever, okay, so I want you to think of this. So when a baby is born, okay. So the body is just a baby, but you are this pure, large, light spirit, right? And they are excited about you coming in and having this experience. So a lot of times your family members, okay, will go and they will help you come in. They will help you come in. And so you were playing around with him up there before, and then they're talking about him letting you in. It also happens when you die. So about a month before you cross, sometimes even 2 months, you'll start seeing spirits, you'll start hearing things, you'll start having these weird experiences, and it's because they're getting ready to bring you back in.
Hmm.
Yeah. So that's how it works. So yeah, she's just talking about how he was there, he's the one that brought you in, and then how he loves you. And she says that, tell me, was maybe he was a tradesman. Hold on, give me a second, give me a second. Hold on. Was your grandfather, like, going to work for the government, or was he trying to work for, like, the city or something, or do you know?
He used to be in army, and after
Yeah,
he was a high rank in army, and after
mhm.
that he was a professor in the university.
Yeah, good job. And she goes like this. She says, I said, "Do you know what he did? Can you tell me?" And she says, "Oh, yes, yes. He knows a lot. Government, 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 like that." And I go, "Oh, okay." And she says he was very, very good at what he did. Money, 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 money. And
Yeah,
so that's why,
yeah, they would
uh-huh.
he would make money, and the first thing he does with that money is dress up my grandma, dress up his
Yes.
girls. He
Yep.
was very, very always very generous. Yeah.
Uh-huh, and so she likes that, and she says that, tell me, she kept putting glasses on him too, which was interesting. And why? But I guess he would only use them to read when that happened, if he used it. She goes like this, she takes your what? Hold on, she's talking about something else. Hang on, tell me. Do you know? Hold on. What do you mean by that? Mathematics and physics and science. Okay, but what? Hold on.
I think I
Do you know
know.
if he was, yeah, what is that about?
I think she's talking about her. She used to work in school too, and she taught mathematics, physics, and she was also creating schedules later on for other teachers when she kind of moved on from teaching, but she coached her girls a lot.
Thank you. Thank you. This is what she's talking about. She put your glasses on her and then she says mathematics, physics, all and
She
she
was very proud of her school years that she was very smart in, yeah.
oh, absolutely. Which this is how she sounded. She goes, what do you call it? Mathematics and physics. That's exactly how she sounded in my head. And what? Hold on. I love your grandmother. These people are amazing, the channel. Hold on. So tell me, I'm asking her, does your has your husband brought up wanting to get a dog, but like you don't want a dog? There's no point to get a dog or something?
We already have a dog. We have a
You did.
corgi, and he keeps talking about how our corgi needs to procreate, so we have another corgi, and I don't want that. I don't want our corgi to be like, I like him, just like he doesn't know what lovemaking is. I don't want him to know what it is, but he's just constantly, come on, like it wouldn't be nice. It's ridiculous.
And this was the whole sentence. I said, "What else do you want to talk about?" And she says, "And tell her I hear the argument conversation of, oh, do you want another dog? Oh, we should have more dogs. Oh, but I don't want another dog. I don't even want this dog. We should have more dogs. We should do it. No, I like this side. We don't need it like that." And so she's talking about being here for that and seeing all that. Okay. That's very, very funny. And she says that, "Tell me." Oh, she got your hair and she twirled it. Why did you twirl it? Um, so long. Was your hair like down here?
It's growing to that.
It is. Holy crap. Ah, yeah, she had you go like this. And she goes, "Oh, oh, don't cut it. Don't cut it."
I
Oh,
wanna
I
cut
no.
it. I was like, I just today I was like, I'm gonna cut this. Like this is getting out of control.
Don't. Don't. That's what she just said. She had you twirl it, and I was like, "Oh, okay." And she says, "Don't cut it. Don't cut it." So she knows. And she says, "Tell me, uh, why? Is she? I don't know. Have you not? I mean, this is okay. It doesn't matter. It's just a super ass expensive piece of paper. You haven't gone for your bachelor's yet?
No.
Good. That's okay. Who cares? I don't use mine. And she's talking about you. She's talking about you going back to school, and she's talking about how, like, maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe it doesn't matter, but I want you to do something that you're passionate about. I want you to do something that you love. And she says, and right now she's bored. And I go, "Oh, okay." And I go, "Well, what is this?" She does say that you are actually, are you pretty darn like creative?
Yeah,
She says,
I was
"What
in
do you do?"
I was in St. Petersburg and I wanted to become a diplomat, but then I met my husband. I moved to America. I've been on a soul journey and it's like shocked right now, like because I want to pursue acting and I
Huh?
want later on to go in school to become a director.
Mhm.
This is how I want to get the degree, but my dad is always, you don't have a bachelor's, like what are you doing? Why you need to, like he's very worried that I don't have university degree. And my mom was always like, she doesn't know what grandma thinks about that. Is she like, would she be mad? That's why that you bring it up. I was like a little nervous. Does grandma disapprove? Like, what's going on?
Okay, okay, and I quote, she needs to do something that makes her happy, and then that whole pause was, I said, "Well, what does she need to do? what does she need to do? And she goes, she's so creative. And she showed me all of my videos. She showed me movies. She showed me music. She showed me all this stuff. And she says, but yet she just doesn't do anything with it. And I go, what? What are you talking about? She does say, and I quote, even before I said this, you don't need an acting degree to become the best actor. You don't need a master's degree in filmmaking to
This is
become the best filmmaker.
this is insane what you say right now because I refuse to go to casting and to put myself out there because I believe until I get the classes, until I get experience, I shouldn't even try.
Oh, do it. Why? That's stupid. Just do it.
Because I don't know, in me, I have this imposter syndrome that I'm like, I'm not good enough. I like, and it's interesting. Last week I had a breakdown because it just wasn't a successful performance in my class that it kind of
Yeah.
triggered all the thoughts. My dad is a complicated person and he ve-
Yes.
very, very harsh on me. And he
Mhm.
always said how I'm not talented, how I don't have it in me, like this dreams that to become an actress and all that. And I was just sitting in that and crying, thinking maybe he was right. Maybe I'm not talented. What am I doing here? So maybe she's referring to that because it was a bad breakdown.
Yes. Oh, yeah. That's exactly what she's referring to. Now, I'm going to even take it a little step further for you. Are you ready for this? Because I'm going to look at your chart too, and I'm going to take it a step further for you. This is gonna, you know what? Before I even do that, I'm gonna look at your chart because I want to see where all your Leo is. So I will tell you mine if you tell me yours. So my birthday is November 7th of 1988. When is yours?
February 3rd, 2000.
Okay. And then I was born in Houston, Texas. What about you? What city?
It's Yelets, so it's
Okay.
Yelets. Lipetskaya Oblast. Oh, like
Gotcha. Okay. Got, gotcha. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. Wow. Well, hmm. That's why you're here with me. How interesting. So your fifth house, which is how you want a relationship, how you view relationships, and essentially who you are on the inside. You're a Leo, which is exactly where I wanted to see this. What the hell does that mean? This means you are a natural born talent, and you just have to let it out. This also means too that people that have this placement, they have this natural talent, but they're their worst enemies. Essentially, okay, they will say, oh no, I don't have it, oh no, I can't do it, but they need to surround themselves with people that tell them yes they can. And I want you to use your dad as essentially in like a character role in a movie. I want you to see him as like the arch nemesis, not in a bad way, he's still a good dad, right? But I want you to prove him wrong. That's what
Mhm.
I want you to get, that fire, and I want you to do that. The other thing too is that your base vibration, this is why your grandmother comes through so well for you, because your base vibration, who you are a Gemini. Oh my God. And so this means your grandmother has Gemini energy, so she can come through and talk better for you. Also, anybody that has a lot of Gemini energy, hello. We have to be in front of the camera. We have to be talking. We have to be educating. We have to be on stage, whether it's talking about it or like actually acting or whatever it is. It's good on both fronts. The next thing is that your North Node, which is what your soul is trying to become, is also a Leo, which is in acting, which is in showing people how good you are and how great it is. And all you need is for somebody to say, thank you, I appreciate it, you're doing so well. And that goes, you know, an extra mile more than any, $500,000 that somebody could promise you. The other thing too with this is that your sun sign is in Aquarius, so your outer personality, but then your inner personality is in Capricorn, which is very interesting. So you have this light, airy, bubbly outside, but then you have this super hard, I'm going to get it done type of personality on the inside. But a lot of times you'll get in the way of yourself. Your stubbornness will cause you to not move, or you'll overexhaust something. So you have to learn how to flow. That's essentially what you have to learn how to do. You have to learn also how to like just trust yourself and go and do it. This also means too, FYI, that, and I'm not telling you not to become an actress, But because of how much Capricorn, you are better as a director, or you are better at learning all about the acting industry, or I would even say international acting, or bringing actresses over from international places, and you being the person that owns the business that does it, that gets them the jobs.
That's what I want to do. For me, I want to perform and I also want to direct just as much so I can give talented people from other countries to become a part of American
Yeah.
industry because it's
Yes.
legendary.
It is, and so that is exactly what you should do, because that's exactly how this reads, okay? There's another thing too, is that your love sign, how you wanna be loved and how you give love in return, is also in Capricorn. This means you're extremely hard on yourself, so lighten up a little bit, okay? You're gonna be great toots. You just have to, like, let go of all your preconceived notions, let go of all of the stuff that, telling yourself, "Oh, I'm not good." You are good. You're, like, in your own category of good, and you're good in the sense of, like, I need you to create your own business out of this no matter what you do. And whatever you study, whatever you learn, you're going to go 1,000 miles an hour. So get on YouTube, take some classes that from Yale that are free online. Go on YouTube and watch all about acting, all about directing, all about all this stuff. And then from there, start talking to people. I would even start, for you personally, I would start making content as well. You could say, like, a day in the life of, like, a Russian living in the US,
Mhm,
just something like that. And it's not so much that you're going to go and, like, try to be a famous YouTuber or whatever it may be. It's the fact that that will end up linking you up with people that are in the industry that you want to go in. And so then you can talk to them.
mhm,
Okay. So it's like a stepping stone. The other thing too is that your Jupiter, which is how you gain your luck in life, or your superpower, is actually in Aries, which is what I have a ton in. And so Aries is all about, let's go out there, let's get it done. Yes. Which is the opposite of you, because you're like, I want to do it, but I don't know if I can. Like, you just have to say, fuck it, and go do it.
mhm,
Okay, and learn everything. Watch every single video you can, get your hands on. Read every single book about it, in, back, forth, about the whole industry, both of them. And then from there, I would say start making content about something. You could even make it on food if you want to, just to start something, or make it on yourself, make it whatever you want. And then from there, start building those connections and start creating that type of connection to start creating that company.
mhm, okay.
Okay. And do a little bit every day. You're born in the year 2000. You are 12 years behind me. Okay. I didn't start, I mean, I had been doing my stuff since I was, like, what? Professionally, since I was about 22. But I really didn't kick off until I was about 28.
That's
So, and now I'm
one
36.
astrologist, told me I'm going to get my huge success when I'm 28, that
Yes.
this is when it's just gonna, like, and you said that 27, 28, 29 are going to be very
Yeah.
big years for me, and he said, "Yep."
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's all it is. That's all it is. Also, people with a lot of Capricorn energy, like I have my bases in Capricorn, we usually get our big breaks in our latter part of our 20s.
Mhm.
It's just a thing. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Okay. So research, learn. You're going to be a mom, and that's good. But in the meantime, too, research and learn. And don't expect, like, I want you to take these years from where you're at right now till you're like 30 as learning. And then at about 30, I want you to bust out, and I want you to become like the CEO of your own company. Start your own company, start bringing people in, and then go from there. Give yourself some time. Take these time to learn everything that you can. Okay? That's going to be your job right now. So hold on, let me go back over here. Hang on. Oh yeah, you're going to be okay. You're going to be good. Okay? Don't have little faith in yourself. And you look great. Why? She thinks you're beautiful. Why do you have body image issues? You have a great body. What's up with that?
I have acne that I try to fight. I am constantly looking at myself. I'm trying to lose weight right now, that because yeah, I just very harsh.
You're okay. Okay, I want to let you know, acne, it will go away. It takes a while. Do you know when my acne went away? When I was 26, and it was because I had my lady parts taken out.
Mhm.
So it will go away. It usually will happen in like your late 20s.
Okay.
It will. So keep it up as hormonal.
Mhm,
Okay. Eat right. I know you do. But then the way you are going to change so much in the next 10 years,
mhm.
you will be okay. Okay. I promise you. And then hold on. Let me see. Come here. And what? What about her? Hold on. Come here. Hold on. Where? Weird. When grandma passed, was it like early in the morning where you were at?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
It
She
was
goes like this.
it was
What time?
I stayed up late that day and I was thinking about going to sleep because I was like already and I had to wake up early in the morning. And then my dad calls me and he gives me the news and my mom's screaming in the background. I still don't understand what happened and how she died. Like it just, I don't get it.
Yeah, well, let's go into that. She goes, this is, and I quote what your grandmother said. She says, "Why are you calling her? It's too early in the morning. Why are you calling her? Why'd you call her? It's too early in the morning." And I'm like, what? So she's talking about being around you, I guess, when you got that call. Okay.
Mm.
And she was there. And she says that, oh, I wonder if she had an aneurysm. Do you think she had like an aneurysm?
I have no, so can she describe how was it? Like,
Mm, let's see. I don't know exactly. She ended up passing away in her own little apartment?
no,
Ah,
she was at my aunt's place.
at the sister's house where she was
Yeah.
living. Okay, that's where that is. Okay. Yeah, she goes like this. She's talking about weird. But she had gone in her bedroom though, correct?
I'm Googling right now. So she passed away in a hot bath. And I'm Googling right now of how does it happen. Aneurysm is tied to the temperatures that the hot bath caused
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. 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 She's talking about she goes like this. She says, "Amy," and I was like this.
That's exactly how she was. She was like
Mhm.
fully at my that's the thing. My we were wondering, did she have a heart attack? Did something happen?
Aneurysm.
Was she struggling that she couldn't keep back up?
Mhm.
Because she was sleeping peacefully. Like her hands were
Mhm.
like this, and she was to
Yeah.
her side.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like she just had an aneurysm because I said, "Did you fall or what?" And she kept showing me that she's laying down, but she's not laying in bed. And she showed me that her head was up. And so I'm trying, that's why I was like, did she like my next thing was like, did she fall out of her bed and she was like up against the wall? It's because she was in the bathtub. And she's talking about how it just went,
Mhm.
which for me is aneurysm. So it didn't hurt. It
Okay.
didn't hurt. It was very quick. It was very fast. She was okay. And then your grandfather came to get her.
Okay.
Okay. So don't worry about it. She loves you. She adores you. She's not gone. She's not going anywhere. And oh, she called me a giant. Hold on. How? So the aunt is still living in that same place?
Yeah.
Uh, she says, tell my daughter, tell the aunt that I am there. I am there all the time. I run back and forth. I go back and forth. I cook with her. I'm there with her. I sleep with her. She says, I'm not stuck, but I love her and I'm there. Okay.
Mm.
And she adores her and she just loves you. You are her bright and shining star. I want to let you know that. You are her everything. And so she loves y'all oh so much. Ooh, Citrine, who is a November birthday?
November.
Or what would November have to do with anything? Or very end of October.
I would need to ask my mom. Well,
Okay, interesting. She just showed me my citrine stone that I have back here, which is the birthstone for November. But of course, Scorpio can be like October 22nd, I think. And it goes to like November 26th or something like that. So I don't know why she would have showed me it unless somebody had a citrine stone. That could be the other reason why. But I'm going to take it more as like a birthday or an anniversary.
mhm.
Okay, so you'll have to let me know about that. And so for right now, Valeria, before I have to run to my next session, do you have any questions? I hope we kind of like hit everything. It was a pleasure
Um,
to channel them.
does so does she and my grandpa pretty much approve my choice in acting, directing?
They're going to be the ones guiding you. Yes,
Mm.
absolutely. Yeah. But when I'm telling you the whole, I think it's a really good decision. I from what she's saying, she keeps showing me books. So that just means study. That doesn't mean you have to go get a master's degree in it.
Mhm.
Most of my friends that are big multi-million dollar entrepreneurs, they don't have a degree. Okay. You
Mhm.
don't have to either. I just want you to learn, study, watch every YouTube video you can, learn about how to write scripts, learn about what it's like to put together a business, learn about editing, video editing that will show you, learn about lighting, learn about sound, cameras, learn about all that stuff. Start creating many little things yourself. Create a channel of yourself just so you can see how to, find these different acting characteristics in you. But yes, I think that'd be really good. And
And
I know that they approve.
does she have anything or my grandpa to say to my mom? I know she'll.
Oy vey. Yeah, hold on. She says, "Don't sit there. Don't sit there. Boo hoo, boo hoo, boo hoo, boo hoo." She says, like, "I'm here. I'm here. I'm here." And I go, "Oh, okay. I will tell her that." She says that every day, she's so sad. She says, "I love her. I love her. Tell her that I hear her, that I talk to her, and I see her being so sad, and that it is okay.
Mhm.
Okay, that they are fine and they love her." And why? Tell me. Did they have? You don't have a brother, right?
Mm-mm.
No, yeah, I know. There's some now, maybe for somebody in my next session, there's a blonde kid that just showed up in my brain. Okay, so we're gonna leave that there. I'll let you know. I bet you it's for somebody this my next session. And she said, your grandmother said, "Oh, that's their brother." And I'm like, she doesn't have a brother. I bet I'm gonna guarantee you it is. And why? Hold on, hold on. She says she kisses her goodnight.
Mm.
So she goes to bed with her. Yeah. She loves her. She's not gone. Okay. So this is what I want you to do. Thank you for letting me read you. Thank you for letting me read them. It was an absolute pleasure and honor. If you need me ever again, please email me and let me know. Okay. The other thing I want you to do is take a couple of minutes. I want you to have a good breather or a good ugly cry. And then if you ever need me, just email me. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Thank
All
you
right,
so
my friend. I love you. Be good.
much. Oh, you too. Thank you.
You're welcome.